They always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim along with Justin for the NFL Final Score on the Real Sports Talk Network. Both of our teams had embarrassing losses today, so this will be a fun video to watch. If you've never watched us, please subscribe above. Justin, let's get going.
Alright, first off, we got the Washington Redskins taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers wearing their chain gang uniforms for Halloween. Ben Roethlisberger, 24 for 33, 222 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. As Robert Griffin III, 16 for 34 for 177 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a game where RG3 played his best game. Jonathan Dwyer looked good. He had over 100 yards today. So certainly a pretty solid performance out of the Steelers today. Those uniforms were just absolutely... I don't know how they ever let them wear those in a game.
Gotta love those chain gang uniforms, my friend.
Second game, the Browns defeat the Chargers 7-6. Justin is a Chargers fan. Trent Richardson has a big game, 124 yards, and the Chargers offense looked absolutely putrid today. Phillip Rivers, everything. Robert Meacham dropping big balls. Justin, what do you think about this game?
Okay, I'm gonna rip the San Diego Chargers right now a new asshole. I'm gonna cuss, so if you guys have kids in the room, little kids, take them out of the room. I'll give you a couple seconds, but the Chargers, the stupid Chargers, the piece of shit Chargers, they're my team, but you know what? Our performance in the last 3 games is just fucking bullshit. This is trash. Robert Meacham, you're trash. Get the fuck out of here. The way that Phillip Rivers is playing nowadays, it's garbage. Get his ass out of here. Start Charlie Whitehurst versus the Chiefs next week. This is fucking dumb. Get his ass out. Fire North Turner. Ryan Masters, you're still cool. Ronnie Brown, you're still cool. The Chargers defense played better than their offense. I bet fucking Takeo Spikes as a quarterback. I'll take Takeo Spikes over Phillip Rivers at a quarterback any day. This is bullshit. This just came out of our grasp. The Browns are who we thought they were. We let them get away. I'm fucking serious right now. The Chargers are trash. All right, Tim, it's all you, my friend.
Charlie Whitehurst.
Charlie Whitehurst. Whitehurst. The Browns are who we thought they were. And we let them get away.
All right, keep going now.
I'm serious. But overall, the game was pitiful. I'm so pissed off about the way the Chargers played. The linebacking core was good. The defensive backs were good. We were able to not let them score from the first quarter, from the second quarter on. But you know what? We got to get something going. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Carolina Panthers. Robbie Gould out of nowhere. Well, Robbie Gould gets the game-winning field goal. Cam Newton throwing 2 picks today and a huge game from Brandon Marshall. The Bears need a late, like I said, the late winning field goal gets the Bears the win.
Yeah, Cam Newton once again did not look very good throwing the ball. He becomes the second quickest quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards behind Michael Vick. But it's just been an awful season for the Panthers. They cannot catch a break. And then today it appeared like they had a chance to win. The Bears get the ball into field goal position. Robbie Gould hits a big field goal to win the game. Next game was actually a really fun game to watch, especially in overtime. The Colts get a 19-13 overtime win. Despite another solid performance from Chris Johnson, he finally has some momentum. Matt Hasselbeck these last few weeks has played way better than Jake Locker. It'll be interesting to see what they do there. Jake Locker's younger, so they'll probably keep playing him. But Andrew Luck gets help from Donald Brown, who got a few big rushes. And then Vic Ballard might add the touchdown of the year. He gets flipped up in the air and then pushes his momentum back to the left, gets over the goal line, and it is a touchdown. Hits the pylon. It was reviewed. The Colts get a 19-13 win, but a tremendous finish in this one.
Tremendous finish by Vic Ballard. This is a really underrated running back, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the Indianapolis Colts season. What are they, like 4-3 right now? Having a solid performance. It's all about Chuck Pagano this, even though he's still in the hospital, I feel really bad on what's going on, but they're playing their hearts out. Big ups for the Indianapolis Colts. Next up, the NFL is going to be going international. You got the New England Patriots just destroying the St. Louis Rams, 45-7 in the second quarter. Just the New England Patriots took over in the second quarter, putting up 21 points as Tom Brady, very accurate day, very solid performance, 23 for 35, 304 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, as Chris Gibbons of the St. Louis Rams gets my honorable mention in the game, 3 receptions for 63 yards and 1 touchdown.
Rob Gronkowski caught almost 150 yards. It's a solid performance out of him. Stephen Ridley is having a really good year that no one is talking about. He goes over 127 yards today. A nice performance out of him. The Patriots looked really good today. And a lot of people are going to say, well, it's against the Rams, but the Rams are a team that has not really been embarrassed at all this season. Jeff Fisher has taken over, and they're a team that has looked really solid throughout this entire season. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sam Bradford went down for a couple plays, but all ended up being okay with him. The Packers get a 24-15 win over the Jaguars. Blaine Gabbert, the Jaguars. Blaine Gabbert outplays Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers get touchdowns from Donald Driver and Randall Cobb to win this game. Blaine Gabbert had over 300 yards. Justin, he's had a pretty nice second season.
Absolutely. Blaine Gabbert has been doing good. Yes, there could be more improvement, but he is in the top 5 in leaders this year in passing yards. 303 yards. I'm really impressed with how well he's performing. If he can pick this up, maybe he can bounce back his career, even though he's 2 years into it. But we'll just have to wait and see. I still don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars have that solid defense or that solid offensive line to back up Gabbert, but this seems a work in progress. MJD not playing this week. That's going to crush them down the stretch now.
Falcons get a 30-17 win over the Eagles. Matty Ice, Julio Jones, and the Falcons stomped the Eagles. Justin went on an absolute rant about the Chargers. I'm really pissed.
You can't top that, dude. You can't top that.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to try because I know I can't. It's time to fire Andy Reid. You've gotten rid of 4 defensive coordinators. One of them obviously died, so that doesn't count. But then you had the other 3 that have been absolutely atrocious. Todd Bowles comes in today. The defense got their ass kicked. The offense looks atrocious. I know there's been some injuries on the offensive line, but the depth there has not been good enough. They don't have big enough wide receivers for Michael Vick to get the ball to. The offensive line has really been the problem because Michael Vick is having to go to 1- and 2-step drops, and that's just not good enough. That's not how you're going to succeed in the NFL. And people can say, bench Michael Vick, it's time to bring in Nick Foles. All they want, but the bottom line is that very little of this, all the interceptions Michael Vick has thrown, they're pretty much all because he has no time back there. Now, you can't look at the fumbles and not blame Michael Vick. I'm not saying he's had a good season or he's been part of the solution this season, but it's been absolutely embarrassing. 14 years of Andy Reid. I think I've seen enough after this. It's time to move on from Andy Reid.
I agree, and then going back to my Chargers rant here, I know we're still talking about the Eagles here, but fire North Turner. I agree with Tim. Both of our head coaches have got to go. Andy Reid's been in Philadelphia for quite a while, and now we're seeing North Turner. He's doing poor play calling. He needs to get out. San Diego has got to find a new coach. I know there were some speculations that if North Turner gets fired and Andy Reid gets fired, that they could possibly swap coaching positions. Andy Reid coming to San Diego and North Turner possibly going to Philadelphia. I don't see Philadelphia picking up North Turner, but you know what? It's time to get North Turner's ass out of San Diego because you know what? We're at back-to-back seasons where we go on losing streaks. Last year was a 6-game losing streak. We're now going to be close to following that. We're on a 3-game losing streak now. Kansas City. We're at home playing against them next week. Phillip Rivers, get your shit together, seriously. Michael Vick, get your shit together. LaShawn McCoy's doing good. Ryan Matthews is still doing decent work. You gotta improve on those fumbles, not trying to lose the fumbles or anything. But we gotta get our asses in the gear. Our teams are freaking shit right now, dude. I'm sorry to everybody.
No, you know what? I can't even get that pissed because last year was when I really got pissed about the Eagles. And then they went on that bullshit 4-game winning streak at the end of the year against terrible teams. And I said, look, this means nothing. Andy Reid, they should still move on. You had all these people tell me he's this great, irreplaceable head coach. And then what's happened this year? They get off to a hot start. Sort of. They came back and won a few games where they did not perform well. And you know what? In the end, they're a 3-4 team that is not going to make the playoffs, and they're playing absolutely atrocious right now. Time to move on from Andy Reid. Speaking of time to move on from head coaches, the Jets get smashed by the Dolphins this week. All the talk about how they were going to injure Reggie Bush and all that stuff. Mark Sanchez ends up throwing the ball 50 times. I mean, you can talk about how Michael Vick shouldn't throw the ball 50 times because Andy Reid and Marty Morningway shouldn't have him doing that. But Mark Sanchez, 50 times in one game, they still fall to the Dolphins' defense. The special teams blocks a punt. Ryan Tannehill left this game. Matt Moore came in. Justin, what's the news on Ryan Tannehill?
What's going on right now? It is a quad injury, but I don't know how it's going to play out through the week. I don't know if it's going to be that big of an issue. He limped off the field. Like you said, Matt Moore comes in and replaces him and continues to really impress us. Should Matt Moore be the starting quarterback for next week? We'll have to wait and see. As the next upcoming days for Ryan Tannehill, will he get back to form? Will he be able to play next week? That's still up in the air. Matt Moore, 11 for 19, 131 yards in the relief for Ryan Tannehill. Mark Sanchez, Tim, you pretty much covered that. Not that big of a game. You know what? I don't know. The Jets are done. I'm sorry. Rex Ryan, get out.
Rex Ryan needs to be fired. It's not that Mark Sanchez performed terribly today or cost them the game. The play calling did because you can't have him doing that much. But at the same time, they don't have a consistent running game. It's just like Rex Ryan makes these guarantees every week, every year. It was cool at first because the Jets were winning football games, and now it's just run its course. The Jets and the Eagles are pretty similar teams. They have two head coaches that have been in this situations too long. Rex Ryan has been in it way shorter than Andy Reid, but he's already run his course. And then they have teams that get overhyped before the season for different reasons and never actually pan out when the season takes place. And that's the bottom line. As an Eagles fan, I've come to that conclusion. Is it Tebow time for the Jets? You know what? Why the hell not at this point?
I agree. Tim Tebow, Mark Sanchez is not getting the job done. Tim Tebow is a good overall quarterback. He cannot throw. That's the only issue that they have. He can run. That's pretty much what he does. That's his role pretty much with the Jets right now. So bring in Tim Tebow, see what he can do. Get the start over Mark Sanchez next week.
Justin, not exactly the best NFL Sunday for us. We got the World Series tonight.
We pretty much determined, sorry to cut you off there, but we pretty much determined on how our feelings are for our head coaches, our teams. But I would like to issue an apology if I offended any of the Chargers fans, any of the Eagles fans, or any of the Jets fans. But I apologize. I cussed a lot, but you know what? Yeah. I'm pissed off. You're coming from a big NFL fan like I am.
Don't apologize to anyone. It's not fun that way. We got the 4:15 games. We'll have an addition to that, or at least I will. I'm not sure if Justin will be joining me for that. And then tonight is the World Series. I'm going to try and do something for that. And
the Giants still save my night. The Giants can still save my night.
It depends if I can even watch the World Series because Hurricane Sandy might hit us before the World Series even gets going. Crazy NFL day. Not a good one, but crazy to say the least. We'll see you guys later.